Howdy YouTube champions, welcome back. Today we're going to look at the Lm2596 adjustable step down converter. This little step down converter is rated to 3 amps max, provided you use a heatsink, or just 2 amps without the heatsink. So yeah, very cheap. I got these from eBay. I got 10 of them for $16, so essentially $1.60 each. I don't even know how they make them that cheap. It's crazy to me, but I got 10 of these, so we'll be doing a few little experiments with these converters. Here's a little look at the back of this converter. Very small, as you can see, my fingers here. These are rated input. The input rating is between 3.2 volts to 40 volts. The output of this unit is between 1.25 to 35 volts. These little units are used to run sensitive equipment like Arduinos, certain LED lights that only require a certain voltage. So for example, if you've got 12 volts and you want to run a 5 volt LED light, for example, you can use one of these. They can be used for USB charging, charge lithium ion batteries as well. Obviously you can adjust the voltage, so I can go from a 12 volt solar panel, adjust this down to 5 volts, then use that to charge lithium ion batteries as well. There's even videos of not so much these, but a little bit bigger step down converters running Starlinks and that as well, just converting them to DC for efficiency instead of using inverters to power bricks to change to DC. They can just go from the solar panel down to the voltage required, and yeah, it skips the inverter, power brick, and then power the devices. It just skips all that, so a lot more efficient. These can run up to 92% efficiency as well, optimal. So yeah, they can be handy for little projects. They are cheap, so yeah. So with this project here, I'm gonna set this up to 12 volt or maybe 13.5, a regulated 12 volt output, and use this for my big house panels, solar panels. So they'll be going from 34 volts down to a regulated 12 volt voltage, and then I'll be encapsulating this in resin and to waterproof it, and hopefully make this thing last a long time in the resin. It should be encapsulated in the resin, and yeah, no oxygen or anything can get to it, so it should last years and years and years. I can use this for little projects around the place, and we'll see how long it lasts, so I can keep you updated on this as we go along. I've already got my wires here cut. I'm going to be connecting this up to some XT30 connectors, and from there I've made some adapters from XT30 to XT60, so I can move up to me bigger panels. Obviously, if you have seen my channel before, I've got two 250 watt panels in parallel, house panels, that I've got an XT60 plug that's connected to them. So then I could use these adapters to feed into this, and then from there I could be doing odd bits and pieces with this, charging certain bits and pieces. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. Got my helping hand here, just zoom into that. Got my male XT30 ready to go. Obviously checked to make sure the positive cable's on the positive side, so we're ready to go. should really change my tip. Probably the best example I can give you for a good use for these little buck converters. Just say, imagine I had this connected up to a 12 volt solar panel. I've got this regulated down to 5 volts on the output. I can run that 5 volts into a little lithium ion micro charge controller. Then from there I could be, for example, I can have this connected up to some lithium ion batteries, and so I've got an option of charging through USB, or if I'm out and about and I've got a 12 volt solar panel, I can put a 12 volt input as well. So yeah, for example here, I can charge from 12 volt this side. I can just have a plug where I can plug 12 volt into this side. That will take it down to 5 volts into this little charge module here, into the batteries. Or I've got another option of the micro USB-C, and that will directly charge the batteries as well. So yeah, that's probably the best example of what you can do with these. $1.60, I think this was about $1.50 as well. So for $3 you can safely charge your lithium ion batteries. You make this pack as big as you want, play around with it, experiment with it. I think it's cool, very cool. Right, we need to solder this up. Look at that. Definitely not, don't judge me on my soldering skills, but it will do the job. I'll finish this part anyway, heat shrinked up, covering up my dodgy soldering skills. Now we're ready for the next step. Alright guys, the soldering's all done now. Cleaned it up. Got the input as a female and the output as a male. The reason I follow this input female, output male is just basically copying what the guys do with these lithium packs as well. The outputs are male, so I assume that it's right. I do the output on all my devices as male as well. As you can see, this other DC converter, male. The output on my solar panel is male as well, so yeah, I'd keep it all the same, just so I can't mess anything up. Right, I can put this on, put some power through this, adjust the output to 13.5, and then this is ready to be encapsulated in some resin. If you guys are enjoying these kinds of videos, find some value in it, then consider liking this video, consider subscribing as well. It yeah, really helps out this channel and helps give me the confidence to keep going, to keep making some more cool videos for you. Appreciate it guys. Cheers. I've adjusted this down to from 34 volts to 14 volts, so I reckon this is good enough to put in some resin. I've made up my little mold here, as you can see, and now I'm going to use some of this Anko craft resin. Got this from Kmart Australia for $12 Aussie dollars. So got my gloves on, ready to mix some resin up. Alright, got my resin all mixed up. Give it a good mix for a good 4 minutes or more as per instructions, so hopefully it's not a disaster. We'll be ready to pour this in our mold here. I made up around 30 mil of this stuff, so hopefully it's enough. There you have it guys, this little step down converter, DC converter, is all in resin now. It should last forever. They'll be able to dig this up in a million years and it will still be working. I should have put tech box review little plaque in there so they know who made it. Alright, we'll put this aside and let this sit for a good 48 hours. Alright, just got back from work. It's been 48 hours later with this resin. Everything looks like it's hard, solid, which is good. Obviously my mixing skills worked. As you can see, I put a bit too much in and it spilled into this other section here. I had to put a bit more hot melt glue just up on the inside of this wall here, so hopefully I can get it out without too much dramas. Let's see if we can pop this out. It's probably going to be a bit tricky. I might have to maybe cut it open by it looks. Well, this is the result. Took a little bit to get out of the mould. I had to basically destroy the mould to get it out, but I'm really happy with how this turned out. This is awesome. Very, very clear, no real bubbles or anything in the resin. A little bit of an edge there, but I can probably trim that up. Yeah, pretty happy with this resin. It's very good resin, easy to work with, that's for sure. So there you have it, encased in resin. This will be still working in a million years time. Yeah, there you go. Very, very cool.